Hey guys, it's Mistress Nightmare here, and I'm so sorry I wasn't able to post any new chapters for you guys for the last couple of weeks. I was severely overwhelmed in dealing with going back to college to achieve my bachelor's degree while juggling working full time at the local library that I'm working at. So most of my time was dealing with that, and I completely forgot about updating any new videos for you guys, so I am so sorry. Hopefully that will be changing in the near future, and besides that, I hope you guys enjoy reading chapter 3 of Love, Laughter, Insanity. Sadly to say, this is going to be the second to last chapter since there's only 4 chapters of the story. I'm so sorry about those who really want this story to continue. Anyway, let's get started. Before we do get started on this story, please hit that like button, comment, subscribe to this channel if you guys want more creepypasta fan fictions out there. Until then, bye. I'm telling you guys, something weird happened last night. Joanne tells the other females who, at the moment, were examining the marks on the walls in her bedroom. Tara had her hands on her hips while Sam folded her arms, is exactly examining the mysterious writing created by an unknown source. Turning, they looked at Joanne. So something first threw your luggage around and then scratched up your wall? Sam asked. Joanne nodded, seeing the sound of oddly despised the evidence being in front of them. Tara hummed while scratching her chin. Joanne watched them, then looked back at the scratches, trying to figure out what was going on. An idea who left it popped into her head, but she pushed it aside. Jack wouldn't do this. He wasn't like this. Was he? I have no idea what could have caused this, Sam muttered, looking to Tara. Tara, who shrugged, and the two turned back to the female in question. Joanne furrowed her brows and stomped. So neither of you know what or who could have done this. Tara and Sam both shook their heads and walked over, sitting next to the other woman. Joanne sighed and sitting her head in her hands. Well, thanks for coming over, you two. Joanne tells them, reflecting, raising her head and smiled at them. They both smiled back. Tara painfully punched the black-haired girl. Well, we have been your best friends since we were little. A loud scratching caused them to jump in towards the wall to the right. More writing began crawling into the walls. The three watched with wide eyes. Once it was done, they all grasped and they saw the written word, liar. Liar? Sam stuttered, began to shake. Tara began to gulp, and Joanne grew worried, had a worried expression on her face. I guess our invisible friend has more signs for us. Well, I guess it's time for a plan, Tara cheered, jumping to her feet and lifting a fist into the air. The other two gave an unreadable look at her as their mouths hung open. What are you talking about, Tara? Sam asked. Tara just smirked at both of them. Let's head downstairs. I'll tell you down there. So you two both brought things? Joanne asked her friends as she led them into the house. The two of them had bags full of items and like clothes, toothbrush, and other things they need to spend the night. All three of them made a plan for Sam and Tara to stay to see if anything happened. The trio went into the living room and settled down on the couch. Yep, everything needed for tonight, Tara answered, and Sam nodded in agreement. Joanne smiled at them, happy they were staying. Cool, so who wants to watch TV? A few hours had passed. The three of them had fallen asleep on the couch, while the television still played. It was midnight, with the moon shining through the window, lighting up the dark room. A dark shadow loomed over in the corner, his pale white eyes watching the three intensely. A demonic smirk stretched across his black lips. His sharp teeth glittered in the light from outside. Inching over to them, looming above them, he chuckled darkly as he reached his lanky arms around them. Time to take care of the problem for good. Joanne began to wake. As sighing the feeling herself laying on the ground. Furrowing her brows, she lifted her eyelids to see where she was. Sitting up, looking around, she saw she was laying on the dirt ground. Looking for her surroundings, she noticed that she was in a circus tent. A poked under-shoulder attentions to her right or left. She saw Tara and Sam were beside her, fearful looks on their faces. Guys, Joanne, we need to get out of here. Now. None of you guys are going anywhere. All three of them quickly turned towards the dark, creepy voice coming from. A dark shadow with white eyes staring at them, causing them to back away in fear. Before they could get any further, long black and white striped arms stretched out, wrapping their legs and pulling them closer. They began to shake. Sam, Tara, worse than Joanne. Who are you? Joanne stuttered and glared at the mysterious male. A chuckle was heard, and they see the person shake his head. It's sad you don't remember me, Joanne. I thought we used to be best friends. Joanne furrowed her brows. The voice sounded utterly familiar as she muttered, Wait, is it? Another dark chuckle, and the mysterious male came into the light. Their eyes widened at the all too familiar black and gray and white clown as he smirked devilishly at them. Sam and Tara gulped and stared in utter fear, while Joanne watched in disbelief before getting up to her feet, her jaw dropping. It was her old best friend, Jack?